What's up, Beatles? Welcome back to Pleeka. Today we're talking about Blue Beetle. So today we're talking about DC's new movie, Blue Beetle. It seems to be like the first in DC's new lineup of movies with James Gunn. Even though technically Superman is the first movie of that, this is the first character of that. And like, it's kind of confusing, but it's also not that confusing at all if you just think about it. I really dug it. I thought it was a pretty fun fucking movie. It reminded me a lot of like a Mexican Spider-Man story, like a little bit like Miss Marvel as well. Just like going into another culture, and like it was very teen-centric, even though he was a college kid. It kind of feels that way. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It went through a lot of the tropes as that like a Spider-Man movie, as that you feel a Spider-Man movie would go through. I don't want to get into spoilers here. This is my spoiler-free video. One thing that I really did dig about it is it feels like we haven't had a movie like this in a long time. But it's a movie that you like is just about Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, and his family, and just the people involved in the movie. There's a little bit of mention of Ted Kord. You see some suits, but there's nobody else doing superhero shit really, except for him and his people. Like, you don't see Batman popping up in here. You don't see Superman popping up, even though there is a couple references to Superman that I dug. It's just about him, which we haven't got that in a bit. So it was a little refreshing. I thought that was really fun. Blue Beetle and his suit, the way they interact is a lot like Spider-Man, with him in like the Iron Spider suit, and him in, I can't think of his AI. It's Friday, but I don't know if it's still Friday. But anyways, it reminded me a lot of Spider-Man and his suit talking to each other. A very similar voice too. But it even did like the robotic arms attacking people, which it was really fun. You can really tell them having the practical suit in this. That helped so much with a lot of this stuff in the movie. Just actually seeing the suit there was some CGI moments, but most of the time in the movie it is actually the suit, which is a lot of fun. Even the villain suit, his is just like a bigger mechy kind of Blue Beetle-y kind of suit. I don't know, it's like Blue Beetle-ish. Even his was a physical suit, which was a really, they should do that more. I know they did that a lot in the beginning with Marvel stuff, but now everything's got to be a little CGI. It looks better when the suit's actually there, which I feel like they were probably doing that because this was going straight to Max, so like to make it look as good as possible for it being a streaming movie is probably why they were doing it. I bet you if this was going straight to just being a movie, there would have been some things they did differently with that, which I think would have maybe been a downgrade, honestly. But yeah, the family in the movie with George Lopez, the sister, the grandma, Nana, like the dad, everybody I really cared about. This was it was really good at, like, because a lot of the times with these movies they have the families and you don't really care about that. You're just get back to the hero, let him do some hero stuff. But for a lot of the movie I really cared about, like I was like, there's a part where he has to go save his family and they have to save him, and both those parts I was really interested in all that. Normally you just be like, whatever, just do your superhero shit, dude, I don't care. But they did a really good job at making me care. There, like I said before, there was some Easter eggs to other DC stuff. I'm sure some that I didn't catch at all. I know there was a lot of like Injustice video game and probably comics moves they copied from Blue Beetle and stuff. That was really neat. There's a couple in there that I caught that was like, it's just really exciting. A lot of the fight scenes in this were just so good. Really fun. Really fun to watch. But not much other references. There's like a Superman comment and a Batman reference that you see in the trailer. But other than that, nothing else really. I guess no, there is a Flash. They mentioned the Flash at one point too, but nothing specific to where you're like, oh, this is Zack Snyder's Flash. This is Zack Snyder's Superman. It could be James Gunn's for all we know. We have no idea. This movie could easily fit in any universe, which is kind of fun about it. Although, to be honest, I think it is just, this is going to go into James Gunn's universe. This is going to be counted in a couple years. We're all going to count this as the first James Gunn DC movie. I guarantee it. Which, that being said, I would love to see this character more. I don't know how to say his name, and that's going to be a really big problem for me. It's Zolo Maraduena. I'm sorry, I really can't say that right. He plays Jaime Reyes in this Blue Beetle. He was so good in this. I want to see him continue on this forever. He gave the Spider-Man vibe to the movie. He brought that. Just his little commentary in the suit, the things he would do. He made it feel very much like a Spider-Man. Like, if he wasn't Blue Beetle, I could totally see him being like, I don't know, another Spider-Man, whatever one would be for him. But let me think. Let me do what were some downsides to the movie? This can't be all positive, right? What were some things that I was like, fuck, this movie, that shouldn't have done that. There was kind of a bit of the Nana scenes of her doing stuff that, like, it didn't really bother me, but I could see some people really criticizing the movie for that because those were kind of except I did like her minigun moment. That was fun. I did like that, even though they kind of ruined that in the trailer. I think the villains were a little But that I didn't really care too much about the villains, to be honest. I was more interested because this is the first time seeing Blue Beetle and shit, and him. It had a bit of an Iron Man touch with that, where you just like, oh cool, it's a bigger Blue Beetle. It was very 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 same as that, honestly. Spoilers, I guess, a little bit. Other than that, I can't really think of anything to dislike about the movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really really enjoyed this. I really hope we see more Blue Beetle. I can't really think of anything else to say spoiler free without spoiling the movie for people. I think if you enjoy Marvel movies at all, and you saw this trailer and you thought it looked semi-interesting, I think go watch it, and I think you'll have a blast, honestly. That doesn't sound like a good job selling it, but I feel like you would have a fun time going to see this. I feel like most people that like comic booky stuff, you would enjoy this. I guarantee it. Yeah, I had a really really fun time. I thought the music, actually, let me add this too. The music in this was really really good. It had great music. I just really loved the whole Mexican vibe of the movie. That was a really solid touch with all of it. Like that could have easily been kind of just skimmed over and not done well. That's what I really really appreciated about Miss Marvel too. So those two, it felt like that to me. But yeah, I think that's all I think that's everything I can think of is what I'm trying to say here. Another plus, which I feel like this shouldn't have to be a plus, but it is with these things, is that the visual effects looked great in this, which I was kind of a little skeptical on because this was supposed to be a straight to HBO Max movie. But yeah, I think it looked great, honestly. This is better than a lot of DC movies we've gotten in a while. I'm pretty sure too that the Blue Beetle, like their Beetle mobile that they were flying around in, I'm pretty sure that that was Ted Kord's. This is a spoilery part of the movie, I guess I should say. This part is a little spoilery, but I'm pretty sure that the original, that design of the ship is what they. I'm having a brain aneurysm right now. That design of the ship is, they stole that design for Watchmen, and they created the Night Owl and all that. I'm pretty sure those were taken and used for each other. I can't think. Jesus Christ. But I'm pretty sure that the Blue Beetle one. So it was kind of cool seeing that in this and recognizing it from Watchmen, even though Watchmen stole it from this. Fun little cycle, I guess. Jesus Christ. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. That was my last tad bit of info. Fuck me. Oh, can I also... one thing I want to add is I am so happy they took out that disgusting DC intro that they were using for all of like the Zack Snyder movies that they started with, like the TV shows and shit, and it just like shows all of the Justice League going through all animated and shows everybody we never saw united together. I fucking hated that intro, so I'm so happy they got rid of that fucking thing, and now it just says like in this one it just builds the DC logo with Blue Beetle effects, and then it goes straight into the movie, and like the Flash just did the lightning shit, and we were on into the movie. So much better. Stop with the stupid. You don't need to have like a Marvel-y intro. Just boom, boom, we're DC. Let's get into the movie. And if you end up making one, cool. Hopefully it's not as obnoxious as that other one, because I fucking hated that thing. Now I think I'm just rambling on now, so this might be the end of this. All right, well, I think this is where I send it off to you guys. What did you think of Blue Beetle? Let me know down below. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Am I the only person on Earth that liked this movie? No, I doubt that. It was a really fun movie, so I bet a lot of people really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know maybe there's some Easter eggs that I missed out on. I know there was 2 end credit scenes. I watched them both. They were end credit scenes, they were neat, whatever. One was really cool. One was just another scene from the movie that they replayed, kind of. But yeah, I had a fun time with this movie. Let me know what you think down below, you little rats. Peace out, Girl Scouts.